going, everybody, and welcome to a new Blu-ray update. Every 2 months I like to go through the movies that I've bought in the previous 2 months, except on times where I haven't bought much, but this time around I've got a few things. So let's just get straight into it. First movie that I did buy recently was Jackie Brown, mainly because I have every other Quentin Tarantino film on Blu-ray, but I didn't have this one. Look, I'm not a really big fan of this film. To be honest, I actually kind of find it a little bit of a struggle to get through. But it was still one of those cases where I had every other Tarantino movie on Blu-ray, and I think it was like $5 on eBay or something, so had to get it. Next one up is Aquaman 3D. I didn't actually get to see this film in 3D when I saw it at the movies, and so yeah, I like getting 3D Blu-rays because at least then I get to see them, you know, in that format, and I really don't regret it. This film was amazing in 3D, as you can well imagine. Yeah, all the underwater stuff, like the depth going into it and everything, looked really good, so yeah. There you go. Oh, next one I got was Bumblebee, because this film was really freaking good, and I really hope that it's ushering in a new type of Transformers film, because yeah, let's face it, they've not been real good. But this one definitely was, and yeah, I was very happy to get this one, and I rewatched it, yeah, pretty much as soon as I got it, and I still love it. Now the next one I got Ralph Breaks the Internet, which I had held off getting because I really wanted to get this movie in 3D, because I've got the first one in 3D, and so I went looking for this one, but it's not getting released in 3D over here, and unless I want to pay something like $100 or something to get it imported from Japan or somewhere, which I really don't want to do. But yeah, apparently Disney are ceasing distribution of 3D movies, which yeah, I don't like that very much. I know the MCU, they've already got like their upcoming movies, I think they've pulled the plug on 3D of those, so yeah, it's a dark day for us 3D lovers. And speaking of 3D, so I got Fright Night 3D because my good friend Jenny from Twitter was recommending this film, and I hadn't actually seen it. I had heard good things about it, and yeah, it was super cheap, so I thought, look, I'll pick it up, and I really dug this film. It is really good. It was a lot of fun. The 3D was absolutely fantastic in it, and yeah, I definitely don't regret getting that, so thank you, Jenny. And while I was there at the time, I was looking through the 3D movies, and I found another couple of movies that were sort of cheap. Now, please don't judge me on this, but look, I got Green Lantern 3D. Look, this is one of those films, I didn't mind it. I didn't think it was anywhere near as bad as people were claiming it to be, and I had owned it, like I bought it when it came out, but I didn't get the 3D version, so yeah, look, it was $10. I thought, why not? And another one that I got was Hugo in 3D. If you haven't seen Hugo, it's a film by Martin Scorsese, and it is freaking brilliant. I saw this at the movies when it first came out, loved it to death, and I did buy it on Blu-ray, but it was one of those things, I actually never opened the Blu-ray. Like, this was years ago, and it is still in its shrink wrap, because it was one of those things, like, I knew there was a 3D version out, and I had seen it at the movies in 3D, and the 3D was stunning. And yeah, I just always wanted to get the 3D version, so I never even opened it. But yeah, finally got this version, watched it, and yeah, it didn't disappoint. It is really good. But 3D or 2D, if you haven't seen this film, I highly recommend it. Next one up, I got The Belko Experiment, which was produced and written by James Gunn, which, as you know, I'm a really big fan. Yeah, I didn't love this film, but it was one of those cases where, yeah, it's, you know, part of the Gunn collection, so to speak, and I mean, it's not bad. Yeah, and again, I found it on eBay for super cheap, so I thought, why not? And the special features on it were really good as well. There's like a whole behind-the-scenes stuff and everything, interviews with James Gunn and stuff, so yeah, that was worth picking up. Next one I got is a movie called You're Next, which was kind of a low-key release horror film, but it's really good. And recently I did like a video essay on my channel of the state of horror films as they are today, which, you know, are pretty bad. And in it I'd mentioned this film, and it, yeah, sort of jogged my memory. Like, I really enjoyed the film. I saw it, I can't remember how I saw it, but I didn't own it. Yeah, and so it was definitely one film that I wanted to get, and another one that I found cheap on eBay, except when it arrived I didn't realize it was actually an ex-rental from a video shop. And when I took the sticker off the middle of the disc, it actually peeled part of the label off, but, you know, who cares? And speaking of horror films, I picked up Oculus, which was a great film starring Karen Gillan. And yeah, I was rummaging through a table at my local DVD sale store place thing. I mean, I was just going to say JB Hi-Fi, but if you're overseas, you have no idea what a JB Hi-Fi is. But anyway, it was a $4.98 bin. Like, everything was $4.98, and I found it there, brand new, $4.98, and it was a really good film. It was directed by Mike Flanagan, who went on to do a bunch of other great things, and yeah, no, I really enjoyed this film. Very looking forward to seeing it again, so yeah, $4.98, well spent. The last Blu-ray that I got was Kong Skull Island in 3D. Now, this was interesting, because when I did my review of this film when it came out a couple of years ago, I gave it a 5.5, and watching it again, I'm kind of sitting there thinking to myself, what was I thinking? Like, I don't know if you other reviewers have ever had this happen before, and I think this is possibly the first time it's actually happened for me, but I'm actually thinking now, like, yeah, that was wrong. That was a wrong grade to give it. Like, I'd probably give it a 7.5, to be honest. Like, yeah, watching it again, I thought it was actually quite enjoyable. Like, I don't know if it makes a difference watching a movie at the cinema and sort of having bigger expectations as to watching it at home, but yeah, no, it was a really good film, and the 3D, I gotta say, this is one of the best looking 3D Blu-rays that I have seen ever. Like, even shots, just conversations between two people, they managed to put a lot of depth into the screen, but yeah, no, there was some really outstanding 3D moments in this, so yeah, I really don't regret getting this one. Alright, and now, the last thing that I've got to show, there's a bit of a story behind this one. So I got the DVD box set of season 2 of 21 Jump Street, the original 80s TV show. Let me explain. So, what was it, like 12 years ago or so, I worked at a video store, and we had a whole bunch of stuff out the back, like boxes and boxes of various DVDs and stuff that never got put out on the shelf. The owner of the store at the time kind of went through a midlife crisis, and look, yeah, it's a long story. Anyway, this stuff was just there. So basically the store got taken over, like he went bankrupt, all this sort of stuff happened, and all this stuff was just left there, and we were all getting fired and stuff, so we just kind of ransacked these boxes and helped ourselves to a whole bunch of stuff. And part of the stuff that I got was 21 Jump Street seasons. I got 1, 3, 4, and 5. So 2 was always missing. Yeah, so for 12 years, I've just had this gap here. Like, I've never even watched them, to be perfectly honest. Look, one day I might, who knows? But it was just one of those things that was always really bugging me that was missing, and I sometimes went looking for it online, but I had to get the specific exact type, like, because they re-released the seasons over and over again with different covers and stuff, and I just wanted to get the exact same one, you know, to match everything. And yeah, so I finally found this. I think it was like, I don't know, $5 or something on eBay. Yeah, I was really happy about that. So yeah, the collection is complete, and I can sleep at night now. And that concludes everything that I have picked up in the last 12 months. No. And so that concludes everything that I've picked up in the last couple of months. I know there's something very awesome that I'm getting tomorrow, but that'll be in the next update. So thanks for tuning in and checking out all the stuff that I've been buying and collecting. And yeah, if you guys have picked up anything cool in the last couple of months, let me know what you got. Drop me some comments either here, Facebook, or Twitter. All the social media links are in the description below, because I like to talk about movies, and I would love to talk about movies with you. Catch you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nyah.